This is part of a series on Maximum Doom. Today we'll be looking at Ambushdm.Wad, made for Doom 2 and authored by Moto, or Hajimoto. The text file states that the map is primarily meant for deathmatch, and that it has some real nice defense features. Both points we'll be coming back to. For now, let's look at the single player experience. Well, this was a lot easier than the last one with Ambush in the name, which should make you happy. Unless you're a masochist, in which case, yeah, just get your rocks off on the grating audio quality. First things first, the exit is right there. You know how DM levels work. The whole map is like a slice of a castle. You start next to a moat, there are 2 turrets, a main hall with this giant staircase which looks cool, except for the side texture, and a couple other areas that are kinda basic. It's not huge or very demanding. 2 points though. First, the start is kinda hectic. It's like you're trying to assault the front of a fucking castle. I like it. The moat area has a few baddies, the turrets are rife with hit scanners, and the front door has an assortment of a-holes. Luckily, you get a super shotty right off the bat, although grabbing it exposes this guy, so be prepared. That's the second point. This thing is filled to the brim with unmarked switches, hidden doors, alcoves, and teleporters. It's like Neverland Ranch, except we're all getting fucked. For example, instead of a direct assault, you could jump into the moat and access this side area, which also grants you an early rocket launcher if you know where to look, or maybe you don't want to fall into toxic piss. That's understandable. There are 4 ways into the castle proper, and only one of them's the front door. You got alcoves hidden in the walls, pillars that you can lower and even get inside. Some of the steps on the large staircase come down when you press a button so you can trip people up, and one of them even reveals a passage to another area. Upstairs, you've got several teleporters that take you to various sections of the castle, including this side room that lets you peek out onto the main hall from a more defensible position. I could go on all day long about some of this shit, but I have to admit, I'm kinda torn on this one. Speaking solely from a single player point of view, the bells and whistles are cool, but the map's a little too short to make the most of it. Like putting a basketball hoop in Kevin Hart's driveway. That's not to say it isn't fun, just a little basic. However, I can't help but think about how this might play in deathmatch, and even putting that aside, I like the idea. I like the execution. Imagine a modern day WAD, Mega WAD, whatever, that was a whole castle with this sort of premise. Like Hogwarts, but instead of a magic wand, it's a rocket launcher. Abracadabra alakazam. You just got your fucking ass blown off. Ultimately, I'm gonna give it 5 hidden rape dungeons out of 10, but I do recommend you give it a shot, just to see what an imaginative 94 level looks like. I understand these were the early days, but there's still no excuse for shit maps, and this is proof positive that even back then, people were capable of making something more interesting than a bunch of square rooms stacked together. Yeah, I'm talking about that piece of shit Aurora I just reviewed. Fuck that map. Later.